good to hear.
Well, welcome back, listeners, across Liverpool and Fairfield. Now, EcoTransit Sydney, a volunteer-run organisation that campaigns for improved public transport, sustainable urban living and reduced environmental impact through better transport policies. This organisation is very important to Western Sydney at the moment. We've got a lot going on out here. And coming to speak to us is Mr. Colin Schroeder. Are you there, Colin?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Good morning, Colin. Thanks for joining us on the Pulse.
To the show.
My pleasure.
Colin, look, just give us a bit of a background on EcoTransit and what you guys are about.
Well, as you said in your introduction, we're all about sustainable transport and active transport as well, reducing carbon footprint, getting people out of cars and onto public transport.
Fantastic. And I guess with the focus on sustainability, how does EcoTransit view the current transport policies in southwest Sydney particularly?
Well, the lack of transport policy in many ways. Well, for instance, the current plan to link the new airport to the rail network via St Mary's doesn't really serve southwest Sydney at all. It's an expensive option. It doesn't integrate with the existing system. And the alternative was to extend the Leppington line through to the airport, linking the two airports, provide better connectivity to the southwest with a connection through Glenfield to Campbelltown. It just, to me, it's putting a lot of money into a standalone metro line, $22 billion, which would be better spent provide better public transport to southwest Sydney.
Colin, the Western Sydney Metropolis specifically is a major development for our region out here, but there are concerns about traffic congestion and environmental impacts. I mean, what is EcoTransit's stance on integrating sustainable transport solutions around the metropolis?
Well, as I've said before, our proposal has been, and the original purpose of the Leppington line was to connect the two airports together.
Right.
The Leppington line was built as the first stage of connecting the new airport with the existing rail network, right? And there was also a proposal to build a line from St Mary's through to Macarthur or to Campbelltown, and that's still our proposal. So an integrated heavy rail line which would connect the west of Sydney to the southwest of Sydney via the airport. But the previous government decided to build this standalone metro line, $22 billion worth. It doesn't even connect in with the existing metro system.
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
different width, different length trains, different voltage system for $22 billion when you could have extended the Leppington line for around $5 billion.
Yeah, poor planning leads to poor results, as they say, Colin. So this is
exactly
one of the things
right.
I've been advocating for since 2019 myself, was the extension of the Southwest Rail Link from Leppington to the airport. We would get 4 extra stations, including the airport. We could use the existing heavy rail line and then organise for trains to head up the Holsworthy line to go in directly into the CBD, cutting train times or travel times from the estimated 1.5 to 2 hours using St Mary's to around 45 to 50 minutes if you did express trains.
That's exactly correct. And I gave evidence to the Upper House inquiry in the State Parliament to that effect. I estimate it's going to be at least 90 minutes to get from the new airport to the city, the CBD, via St Mary's, at least 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost 2 hours to get to Kingston Smith Airport.
Because of the changes.
Exactly.
How many changes do you have to go?
Well, you have to have 2 changes.
Yep. So one at St Mary's, you go from the metro line to the heavy rail line, then into CBD, into the central, and then change to get out to the airport.
Exactly. Whereas via Leppington, no changes, about 40 minutes from airport to airport, and 50 minutes to the CBD.
Yeah,
a far better result.
It's something that I've been speaking to Mark Latham about for many, many years, and he's also been advocating for that since I think 2019, 2020 as well.
We did we did put a video onto our YouTube channel, which explains it all.
I remember sharing that.
Yes. To that.
Yes, on my petition. So I have a petition that's been going for a number of years with around 9,500 signatures. But
yes, and my signature is probably one of them.
So, and I guess that leads into another question there, Colin, is many in our community do feel left out of the decision-making progress for major transport projects. How can residents of Liverpool and South West Sydney get involved with EcoTransit to ensure their voices are heard by policymakers?
Well, you can join EcoTransit. We try to be vocal. We try to get governments here. Mm-hmm. We spent a lot of time advocating to all political parties. But, the decisions are often made not considering the best outcomes for transport. Mm-hmm. The whole metro discussion around Sydney, what they've built is not really metro. What they're building is an underground railway system, automated.
Yes.
Because true metro, you have stations every 500 metres.
Yeah.
You go to Paris, you can see one station from the other in many cases. It's to provide transport in high-density, medium-density areas. And what they now call metro, it's just an underground single-deck rail system, automated. There's up to 6 kilometres between stations. It doesn't really provide good public transport. Yeah, and it would have been a much better solution to just extend the heavy rail network. It would have been a cheaper option. There are many cheaper options.
Less
and they spent the billions of dollars they've spent on the metro. No, I'll use the metro. I think it's public transport still, so I'm not saying don't use it. It's still there, so it does provide a service. But it was the expensive option. There are other options.
Yeah, Colin, can you maybe explain to our listeners what the thought process for because you may I still don't understand why, but you have touched on it. Why has this standalone metro line from St Mary's to the airport been made differently to the existing metro line from where is it, out the back of Balcombe Hills?
It goes up to Tallawong.
Tallawong into Chatswood and into the city, right? And that connects round through to Sydenham. Why couldn't they do the one line, bring it round and do a big loop so that you basically have these metro trains just going round and round in circles all day, every day? But, make it one big loop that includes the airport and, could probably deviate out of Parramatta. Because I've been on...
Well, if you do look at the overall plan, they've always planned to ring Sydney with a metro.
Right.
Well, what they call metro. So it was astounding to us they chose a different voltage system, different width carriages, different length trains.
Yeah.
And not be able to integrate it with the existing metro. I don't know. I just can't understand the thinking. It just seems illogical to me.
And illogical.
It's illogical, yes. And they don't have any standards, like, for instance, with the light rail.
Yeah.
We've got different light rail systems.
It seems to be all fragmented and all hodgepodge and all a case
exactly.
of let's sort of do a quick fix Band-Aid solution and spend billions of dollars and just do patchwork train systems.
That's exactly right.
Exactly right. You've travelled a bit. I've been to London and been on their metro, as you say, Paris, Spain, Barcelona, etc. Italy, Hungary, in Budapest. Their train systems are so much further advanced than ours ever will be. But then once again, their populations are much higher and much denser than Australia is. And I don't understand why we can't and why our governments can't learn from overseas experiences where they've got successful train lines and metro lines, etc. Look at the best of the best and then bring them here to Australia, to Sydney. Why can't we do that?
Well, we don't even have to go overseas to look at the best of the best. For instance, with light rail, the largest light rail or tram network in the world is in Melbourne.
Right.
And they build tram extensions there at fairly low cost. And we didn't. Our government didn't go. The state government here didn't go to Melbourne to get advice on how to build the light rail network in Sydney.
Right.
They went to companies overseas. All they were interested in is building a very gold-plated network instead of looking at our own expertise in Melbourne.
Yeah. Crazy. The other thing that you or EcoTransit is advocating for is the Brisbane to Melbourne fast rail.
The high-speed rail, yes.
High-speed rail. So,
well, no, I've just come back from touring through North Africa.
Right.
The last country we were in was Morocco. And Morocco have a high-speed line linking Casablanca with Tangiers.
Right.
Now, we think we're a developed first world country.
Yeah.
And we can't even equal a small country like Morocco.
Yeah.
Who've invested into rail, and their rail network is so impressive. Not just their high speed, double track electrified main lines everywhere, with trains running every hour or every 2 hours, and they travel at 130, 160 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, I know.
Regularly.
The high-speed train lines in Europe, for argument's sake, as I said, in Spain, in Italy, in France.
That's right.
I mean, the train from London to Paris, the trains from Paris down to Nice, the trains in Italy over 150 to 200 k's, in Spain from Madrid to Barcelona. The fast train there is fantastic.
Well, that's right. Well, the high-speed line in Morocco, not all of it's true high speed, but half of it is, and it's running at 300 kilometres an hour.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
don't get me started on Japan. My son's been to Japan, and he talks about the trains over there. It's unbelievable. But yes, hopefully Australia will one day catch up with the public transport systems around the world.
Well, if you really want the great example of high-speed lines, you go to China.
Right.
42,000 kilometres of high-speed line.
Amazing.
On top of the 60-odd thousand kilometres of regular rail.
Fantastic. Colin, look, we've got to go because we're pressed for time, but thank you very much for joining us.
Great pleasure to talk to you.
And talking a little bit about our issues here with metro lines and public transport. We will get you on in the new year and get you to come back if that's okay, and maybe even...
No, that'd be fine.
Get Royden to join us as well. And go from there. But right now we have to go to another break and hear from our sponsors and have a music break. Thank you.
That's important. Okay.
Okay.
Talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Colin.
Bye.